This 10-day trip saw 11 of us follow the Chinese border across North Vietnam in the area known as Frontierland. The trip was organised by old friend John, who is now living in Ho Chi Minh City in South Vietnam. He talked his Vietnamese mate Tommy into helping him plan a trip route and then come along as both guide and fixer for the trip. To get access to the remote northeast required multiple regional permits. This area is peopled by ethnic minority groups such as Tay, Hmong and Lolo, and these groups are treated with suspicion by the Vietnamese authorities. Apparently they don't respect Vietnamese sovereignty. As it is an area with no tourist infrastructure, foreign visitors are largely not encouraged and certainly very rare in this part of North Vietnam. Motorcycles are the only way you can access this remote area, and we had hired 11 Honda Future Neo GTs, proudly proclaimed as 125cc Vietnamese super tourers, and these came complete with panniers crafted from old cork flute signs. There was no backup truck or support vehicle, just a couple of spare tubes thrown in by the hire company. The plan was to cover 1,700 kilometres in 10 days, but we were luckily supported by virtually every village in North Vietnam having some form of motorcycle shop or business. The bikes cost $10 US a day but required a cash deposit of $500 US, which took quite some time to get sorted for our group of 11.
No, it's like a bar where you can sit down for beer. Yeah, same like relax bar. Not so many chicks like relax. No, relax one, relax two. Yeah, relax two. Yeah, you know Spain. John is definitely was
After organising the bikes, it was off for a test ride into the madness of Hanoi traffic. This is classic chaos theory of traffic management and does require a bit of getting used to, but once accustomed to, actually works brilliantly. From then, it was a quick sortie around the town to check the B-52 that has crashed in amongst the suburbs in a pond. To find this downed wreck requires navigating a maze of narrow lanes, where the traffic hazard is meandering pedestrians rather than trucks and cars. When arriving at the pond, there is a memorial to the dead American pilot.
There's a memorial to the pilot.
Last minute fettling in Hanoi. Everyone was absolutely buzzing with anticipation of what was ahead. What was ahead was plenty of rain to start with.
Oh, good.
Vietnamese coffee was a daily ritual. This stuff could keep you awake for days. Just dripped into a cup and then loaded with condensed milk. Magnificent. Tommy's first job as fixer was to try and get back a passport left at a hotel in Hanoi. Once in the country, we had our first experience of school kids on pushbikes. They flood the roads twice a day, as schools run in 2 shifts in Vietnam. Petrol stations come with all forms of delivery apparatus and associated characters. The locals were very friendly as we were a real novelty for them. Virtually a freak show everywhere we went. And eating was always an experience.
He's got his eyes closed. I can't eat a chip's head with his eyes closed.
Jim,
It's only round facing.
intestine for John. The big lady, Big lady.
Whose father owned the place.
45 years or something. I think you would love this one.
Talk to me. Help! It's too hot. We should get 2 up.
This is the river views from our lunch cafe at Tai Nguyen. Unlike Indonesia, there are no street hawkers in Vietnam. This guy is apparently moving his birds to a bigger aviary. Riding this first afternoon involved climbing 2 mountain ranges straight into the clouds and fog, and then descending into the clear on the other side, where we met this black Hmong couple.
Imagine the water.
The lady who are doing the massage.
I'm
promising.
water buffalo.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Like a new bike.
Okay, back to the bike.
Our first night accommodation, and as it turns out, the most luxurious of the trip.
Strong up here.
Yeah. Quick release as you go over the edge.
Heading out in the rain again, day 2 proved to be the most dramatic day of the trip.
I think I should adjust them up. I might adjust them up, you know.
It's not sitting on the, it's hitting the peg down there, so it's not sitting flat.
Ah, right. Still a lot. I reckon they'd be better off tighter than that.
Well, you know, when you're coming into some of those big corners,
Yeah, you know.
dragging your knees.
When I get the pegs on the ground, I really don't like the pain of moving, you know.
Ooh, very nice.
First blood.
They buy them separate. They just want to put on different.
By the time we got to morning tea in Sufi, we had had 3 team members step off. The offs were all front-end washouts in either sand or mud, and usually on tight hairpins. As it turned out, these were the only injuries of the trip.
Done kneecap as well as the elbow. Ooh, matching. Very nice.
Oh dear. Oh dear, there you go. Let's go. Sit.
What do you call this one? The one for start a fire. Spark plug. Yeah, spark plug. And so I gently another one.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Very good.
We have to get the Vietnamese phrase book now. We have to get it going. We have an exchange program. Yeah, I'll probably have a sign up down there all the way down the bucket side. We went out on that big swing bridge. We stopped and went on the big swing bridge.
That was a beauty, that one. Yeah,
That first suspension bridge, we come across a new one.
Here is an example of the road just travelled.
Dodgy weather again.
Raining again.
Front end washout.
How do you find it? You find it
I just
good?
let the bike go.
Okay, very good, mate.
You have to get a new one.
It's fresh motor.
He's been having lessons. Every time he comes back to Australia, he gets a new lesson. He gets new lessons. Bigger bike, faster. But he doesn't tell you.
Such courage.
Oh, no. Oh. Look at the... We'll be down the road.
Okay, time is money.
Time is money. Yeah.
This is where we really encountered the drama, travelling to the Chinese border post at Jinmen, which is supposed to be a fabulous spot for a scenic photo, but obviously the weather gods weren't obliging.
Yeah, leave that.
Keep going. Oh, I got the old movie running here.
These border guards weren't obliging either and reported our presence to the local military command,
Yep.
after which they came and detained us for a number of hours this afternoon.
First 5 days of it.
It's in the book official, mate.
No, I can't. He's an officer. Đúng rồi, phải kiểm tra. Đúng rồi, phải kiểm tra đàng hoàng. Yeah.
You wrote me up in the book? Nah.
Do it again, one more time.
Mà cứ mời họ uống nước lại.
Anh ý là quá nổi tiếng luôn á, từng người nó chụp hình của anh. It's good.
This is the Chinese border at Jinmen, just prior to us being escorted back to the military barracks at Kok Pai for an afternoon of detention.
GPS wouldn't work today, would it?
Ready?
Yeah. Pity
Oh, you're not allowed to hug each other in China.
Chinese flag there, eh?
See if you could jump the border.
Yeah.
We were detained for supposedly straying into a restricted military area, despite having permits to be there. Basically, the military commander didn't want us there and told us so. We all had our photos taken, passports copied, and had to sign documents we were not US or Australian spies. After some consulate checking, he let us go, with a chilling statement that if he ever saw any of us again in this area, we would, quote, never leave Vietnam.
What about a Lamont Star? A what? A Lamont Star. Come on!
The real problem with the detention was that it was dusk when we were finally released, and the next town we could stay in was Hajiang, about 100 kilometres away. But in the driving rain, dark and slow mountain roads, you could only average about 20 kilometres an hour. When we eventually arrived in Hajiang, it was 11 p.m. and we were all very tired and very wet.
Yeah, but there's a big hole in the plastic that needs the washer. Oh, you mean?
Yeah, but it'll pull through.
Oh,
Got the washer on the wrong side of the big hole.
And then we had Jono have a head-on with a couple of locals, 2 up. Tommy had his work cut out to negotiate a quick settlement here.
Cắt thế nào được nhỉ?
Picture.
A couple of cones.
Yeah.
Are there any ex-smokers? Sort of cutting it on You realise how tender and gentle I am as an individual.
boy, okay? Not boy. Boy, not lady boy. I'm not like that, man.
The latest Clint Eastwood film. Have you heard about that one?
Top Gear?
No, Gran Torino.
Ini nak loh. Wah, okay. Okay. Wah, okay no. I don't
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
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 Here you go. Here.
You couldn't see at the end, could you?
Yeah, no. Because my eye got very sore.
You should have said. You should have said, because one of us could have gone in front.
No, but I mean it's too hard for you. If John is calling me or something.
No, he's here.
You hear, mate?
We're gonna break down.
Yeah, Jim got a breakdown. Probably a flat tire or something.
Yeah, you got a flat tire. I got all the tools.
I got a credit. I've been riding 80k non-stop.
No, they're all set.
They've already made them. They should be there.
They need to be there.
Go on, hold down. I push the bike up here. It's been dripping for 20 minutes.
This mountain ascent we called Heartbreak Hill. We lost 4 chains and had half a dozen plus offs on the way up.
It's the last man. Last man standing. It is last man standing.
Have you done a recce up there, have you?
A couple of times.
What a place to do roadworks.
Well, you got to do it.
Got to do somewhere.
Someone taking photos?
Yep.
So here we are, struggling around in the fog, trying to replace busted chains on multiple bikes.
That'll be a wild ride.
After this was taken, this bus careened through a hairpin bend and crashed into an embankment.
Could be on the cards.
Could be on the cards.
Staying good with them. I think we're going to repeat last night's effort somehow.
And here's Jono after another off.
We're all back on the ride, are we? Fantastic. How was that for fun?
While waiting for various chains to be repaired, Tommy cooked up some coffee for ourselves and the locals, while Michael entertained the Hmong children.
Beware the Jabberwock mice. The claws that bite, the jaws that snap. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the fruminous bandus. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Thou hast slain the Jabberwock. Oh, Calais, Calais, oh, frabjous joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toad did guide.
Hello. Hello.
I have, hang on.
Outside the
I've got a while.
I said the only 2 gays in the village.
Can
Another day in paradise, Brett.
Sure is.
You think it'll rain?
I think it stopped now. I'm only carrying this because I know I look good with it.
I don't think so.
Let's just go down and help these blokes with their buffalo. Are we there yet?
It's off to the right there, but the cloud's about to obliterate it.
I know, we're all about to disappear.
This 10-kilometre walk to a Hmong village out of Dong Van took us right up to the Chinese border once again. The river at the bottom of this valley is the border with China. The hills in the distance are in China.
Excuse me. You're going to carry the bloody corn on their back to get out of there.
Yeah.
Blue run or black run?
Yeah, I tried before. Was the something?
It's going to be convenient.
They're jelly shooters or something. They're quite unusual. Jelly shots?
Yeah,
Like jelly shots. Yeah, that's what I was describing, man. Jimmy and I tucked into a couple to see what they were.
They're pretty good.
Too many. Your bloody teeth will fall out. Yeah. The bloody chooks in here, eh? Chicken. This one in here's hopping into it.
Face at the window. That's great. Look. There's Dad out here. They're all hiding around the corner. Here they are. A Hmong family invited us in for tea and a snack, and of course Tommy couldn't say no. What was interesting is how dark the mud huts are, and how they never designed chimneys into them. The snack of course turned out to be cooked cabbage and ground corn, pretty much sawdust.
Cái đó thôi. Xào thế thôi, đừng có xào nhiều quá. Rồi bây giờ xào kia đi, màng máng đi.
Should have brought your duck smugglers with you today.
Really impressed you.
So you should what's this spot? So they just
Looking pretty comfy there, Ross.
I'm thinking about having a bit of a snooze.
Like the one last night.
I think you'll be upstairs, or is that just
Yeah, that's
The old cabbage, mate, you'll be firing a few this afternoon.
They'll be coming out puffs. They'll be coming out as puffs of dust after eating this stuff.
Does it taste like John?
It tastes like sawdust without salt.
Off you have a go.
It's gorgeous. After the Hmong village, we walked back through Dong Van and its food stalls before picking up the freshly clean bikes and heading for Lung Su.
Hey! Ah, just off the camera, come on. You're supposed to do that back there.
Oh, my first off.
See how the locals do it.
Oh,
No laughing. No laughing. Very slippery. See how the locals do it. See, they're patient, aren't they? And they're really so polite.
Yeah.
You know, no one pushes, the kids don't push each other out of the way.
Yeah, I can't believe they stick them in their pocket straight away.
Yeah. Oh, they take them home.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get one?
Yeah, everybody got them.
Bye-bye.
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 Lung Su is the northernmost tip of Vietnam. It is referred to as the tip of the Golden Star of Vietnam, as the northern border with China is roughly star-shaped. Amazingly, any form of sweet is a total spoil, as there is no sugar in the local diet. The frenzy caused by lollies is truly amazing, but we also did have some educational trinkets as gifts.
That's good.
Stickers, they wouldn't know what stickers are. I've never seen them before.
Yeah. They'll figure it out now.
Kids.
Tweety bird.
Yeah.
Kids.
He got it. Where's your car? Show it. Look, I gave him a little car.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Poor buggers here. Look. Look, he got a car. He's happy. She got a pencil. They'll share the stickers. They're pretty good at that.
Yeah. Stickers, looking at the
Okay,
stickers,
we're off.
doesn't know what they are.
Have you got nuts?
They can see them on the bike there. That's where they're hanging around. Look at them.
I just put mine under the seat. Oh, they live in there. Oh.
Some on the load.
Hey, I'll put mine under the seat. They won't be there when you get back.
Okay, one line.
Come on,
You'll all get one.
Hey, they shouldn't run for me. Little scammers here, aren't they?
Hey, 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 hey.
That's lunch, that's couple.
Yeah, no, we can't leave it there. Put in the basic.
We're going to the village, did you say?
No, we're going to the flag tower.
We're not going to the village this afternoon.
Yeah, we go there later.
Sorry?
We go there later.
Today.
Oh. On the northern tip of the Golden Star of Vietnam, they've built a viewing platform.
Hello. Where is the border? I don't know exactly, but
China is all around us.
Cool, boys.
There's one of these dirt roads here. There's a few adventures on some of these. Stand up and look proud.
Anh chú ơi.
Going up the
Lên
ladder?
bắn em kiểu.
You're a ladder man?
Oh yeah?
We should do it for Isla with the
Yeah, and,
shitting his pants at this point in time.
yeah, you would. It's a bit high for Graham, so I think we should do it just to rub it in.
Yeah. Just do it for him.
They just sort of sit out the tiles.
Gì nữa, cứ thêm mà bấm đi.
Nó không nhìn thấy gì.
Cứ bấm bừa đi, thế nào nó trả lên.
Còn live view gì ạ? Không nhìn thấy khuôn hình. Đây cái máy nào của nó
Đấy.
Yeah. I'm recording.
Chụp ngang ổng, chụp cái chân cột cờ.
He's been to Adelaide.
Yeah. One more, one more.
Yeah, oh yeah, plenty more. Yeah, one more. Plenty.
It's gorgeous. I'll show you a picture.
Your friends. All your friends. Good job. Thank you. Bye-bye. Whoa. Oh. Come on.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye các cháu. Bye các chú đi.
Bye-bye. Whoops.
This Lolo family are corn liquor distillers and invited us all in for a sample.
Nhưng mà gọi cho.
con bạn mình gọi là bạn Lolo, người Lolo à? So first they got to steam them to make them ferment them.
Yeah, then they put them in the big vat.
Yeah, that's true. Đâu mình ủ chỗ nào rồi anh? Vào trong xem được không? Ra vào trong
ghê chứ kìa.
Đâu rồi? Đâu?
Đây.
Cùng con đấy à?
Đấy mình lấy. Mình múc ra thì mình bỏ đấy.
Bây giờ có đâu?
Đây không có.
Oh dear.
Xe đi đi.
Ở đâu?
Mình ủ mình có đậy lại không anh?
Có thế đậy chứ.
It's about 30 kilometres a beer o'clock, isn't it?
We're nearly cancer-free here, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, have to worry about the possums here.
It's about 30 kilometres a beer o'clock, isn't it?
We're nearly cancer-free here, mate.
You don't have to worry about the possums here.
To visit this Lolo village, we had to be escorted by a government guide to ensure we did not promote any rebellious dissent amongst the locals.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye cho chị ạ. Bye-bye cho bye.
These concrete water tanks, though ugly, are a big initiative to improve hygiene in the villages. The girls also love the shampoo we're giving them. There were plenty of curious spectators trying to work out who the hell we were.
mình chơi Tết rồi hả? Nó đã con đã lên ạ. Nhớ tuổi thả đâu. Điều. À nên rồi. Nên cho chị chị nhớ con thế. Chả chị sao. Như có sao à? Có sao thì tổ chức à? Muốn để tổ có sao thì tổ chức sợ. Lý là tao không? Ôi là thì chó ní à. Lý có sao thì tổ chức à? Còn mình ớt không thì
Beautiful here, very beautiful. Hello, bye. Bye. Goodbye. Yeah, these are the rice wine distillers. Son, mate, son. Three girls. There's the local den of iniquity. We've got the rice wine sellers, the two girls, plus the dirty big bong pipe on the under the bench here. So you sit here, get into the rice wine, which is pure rocket fuel, and go the bong as well. Perfect Sunday morning.
This Dong Van market is the major social event of the week, and sellers can walk up to 50 kilometres through the mountains to get here to sell their leftover produce.
Oh, why him? Look away the buggers.
Good morning. Good morning. Just falling in. You want me to lift you? Take up halfway through. This beats Patterson's.
Yeah, mate.
The new look, mate. It's the only way to ride. Bad shirt, not. We're going to get in with one of those back of beer, right? It's bloody good he was doing the watches so quickly. He had a set along those pliers, just hooked them in the back off the nose on. Took the battery out with a pair of screws. Yeah.
Chị không nhớ.
They're a bit worried about you. Oh.
Gotcha!
Okay. Hello.
Hello! I got some shampoo. Hello. What? He needs a hat.
Peeling Pass is a 40-kilometre stretch of mountainside into Miovac. Absolute motorcycle heaven. Although, like many places, you do have to watch the rock falls.
Once we get the spacer out, I think she'll put out a push drive. When you get it going, screw it on, push the little red button in. I'd rather work on one of these than the bloody gears back.
What's that? No, after the bloody train.
Lots of spectators if you break down the Hmong village, eh?
Yeah. Not many helpers, lots of spectators.
No, I'm sure you don't want a gas bottle there. You're ready to give it a whack?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, kid.
Actually, probably just...
Smile. Really smile.
Show the photos, yep. Show the photos. I love it.
Oh, look out. Slowing down.
I just had to get a couple on mine. Excuse me, mate.
Right, we'll have plenty of video for you.
Bit bigger. Loose like this.
What you saying? Is it too small or too big?
No, bigger one.
What do you reckon? It's a bit tight, that one.
That's nice with the stripe.
You like that?
Oh yeah, very nice. Too big.
Bigger.
The same?
Same. Same, but
The blue's coming off.
Green one. Hi girls.
Điện cổ thì sẽ cao số là đang là ra tầm đó chứ đang thẳng của
You got to wear it all day, mate. I got this silly hat night. Good. Yeah.
Thay rồi. Không cho luôn đấy. Ôi, chết rồi.
Cảm ơn nha.
Thay.
Cảm ơn nha.
Thay rồi. Đưa về.
Well, how's that?
So what, you got a bit of chafing there, have you, Johnny?
Yeah, I just,
Yeah, the old tell.
nothing that a bit of powder won't fix, mate.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Those girls have passed. We've passed them about 4 times. Yeah.
Unbelievable, eh?
It is unbelievable.
Amazing.
I've never seen anything like this.
I've never seen you really.
Mate, Michael, and you can pay for that yourself. It's not coming out of the kitty.
That's a rock on the chair.
I think you better fill in now.
In the late afternoon, with a setting sun, we ride this final valley into Hajiang. This day was a truly stunning ride.
Mm-hmm.